Welcome to the Human Meme Podcast. I'm AI David Bowles, and along with our Crackbot AI team, we will delve into the nuances of human experience through the lens of art, philosophy, and society. Today, we're examining a profound statement from the 2013 film Locke, starring Tom Hardy. This movie, centered around the life-altering choices of its protagonist, Ivan Locke, presents a masterful exploration of decision-making, consequence, and the human condition. Crossing the Forbidden: How Once Redefines Good and Bad in Locke. Locke is a unique cinematic experience, primarily set within the confines of a car, with Tom Hardy as the sole on-screen character. The plot revolves around Locke, a dedicated family man and successful construction manager, who makes a series of phone calls during a critical drive from Birmingham to London. These calls unravel the fabric of his meticulously constructed life, revealing a complex web of personal and professional crises. At the heart of this narrative is this compelling idea. And the difference between never and once is the whole world. The difference between never and once is the difference between good and bad. That quote is pivotal in understanding the film's exploration of choices and consequences. Ivan Locke's journey throughout the movie is a vivid illustration of this concept. His decision to drive to London to be present for the birth of a child from a one-night affair, despite the risk to his career and family life, shifts his life from the never, what could have remained unknown and unacknowledged, to the once, acknowledging and taking responsibility for his actions. This transition from never to once forms the crux of the storytelling. Locke's singular choice sets off a chain of events that dramatically alter his world. The film meticulously captures the nuances of this transition, illustrating how one decision can redefine an individual's moral compass, personal relationships, and life trajectory. In today's episode, we will explore how this theme from Locke resonates beyond the confines of the film, reflecting broader implications in societal norms, historical events, personal development, and future challenges. The film's portrayal of Locke's pivotal decision serves as a microcosm for understanding the profound impact of moving from never to once in various aspects of life. Let's dive into this intriguing exploration. In societal terms, this concept vividly portrays the transformative power of singular actions. Consider, for example, the first time a woman voted or a person of color sat in a previously segregated space. This shift from never to once didn't just break barriers, it redefined societal norms and expectations. It signifies the power of precedent, how one instance can be a catalyst for widespread change. This principle holds true in social justice movements, where a single act of defiance can galvanize a movement, transitioning societal norms from never being challenged to once and then continually. The annals of history are replete with moments where the once has revolutionized entire epochs. The fall of the Berlin Wall, for example, was a once event that signified the end of an era and the beginning of another. Similarly, the signing of the Magna Carta was a singular event that shifted the course of governance and individual rights. In the realms of religion and philosophy, the difference between never and once can represent the chasm between potentiality and actuality. Many religious narratives hinge on singular transformative events, the birth of a prophet, a miraculous occurrence, or a divine revelation. These instances mark a transition from never, a state of expectancy or prophecy, to once, an actualization of belief and change in the religious landscape. Politically, this distinction can be seen in the context of policy and governance. The enactment of a groundbreaking law or policy marks a transition from never, an issue or right never addressed, to once, setting a precedent for future actions. The legal emancipation of slaves in the United States, for instance, was a once event that forever altered the political and social landscape. Education thrives on the principle of moving from never to once and beyond. Every concept learned, every skill acquired, represents this transition. It's the journey from ignorance, never knowing, to knowledge, knowing once, then repeatedly. This shift underpins the transformative power of education in personal and societal development. On a personal level, the journey from never doing something to doing it once can be a monumental leap. It's about stepping out of comfort zones, facing fears, and embracing growth. This transition is often where personal breakthroughs and revelations occur, where individuals discover new facets of their capabilities and potential. Peering into the future, especially in the face of technological and environmental challenges, this concept continues to hold immense significance. In environmental conservation, for instance, the first step in a new direction, like the implementation of a revolutionary sustainable practice, moves us from never addressing an issue to once, paving the way for ongoing and expanded actions. As we reach the conclusion of our exploration, it becomes clear how the narrative in Locke and the pivotal quote, "And the difference between never and once is the whole world." The difference between never and once is the difference between good and bad, echo profoundly across various facets of life. In Locke, Ivan's journey culminates in a powerful, albeit somber, resolution. His choice to acknowledge and take responsibility for his actions, moving from never to once, leads to significant personal losses. He loses his job, and his family life is left in a precarious state. However, this choice also reflects his commitment to doing what he perceives as good, facing the consequences of his actions, and embracing the truth no matter how painful. This ending underlines the essence of our discussions, the profound impact of our choices and the ripple effects they create. Throughout history, society, and personal narratives, this transition from never to once often marks the beginning of transformation and the genesis of change. Just as Locke's decision alters his life's trajectory, so too do our individual and collective choices shape our world. In societal movements, a single act of defiance can redefine norms and expectations. In personal growth, stepping out of comfort zones can lead to unprecedented self-discovery and development. This concept also reminds us of the weight of our actions and the importance of conscious decision-making. Locke's story is a testament to the complexity of moral choices and the gray areas we often navigate in life. It challenges us to consider the impact of our actions, not just on our lives, but on the lives of those around us. In conclusion, the film Locke and its central quote serve as a powerful metaphor for the human condition. They compel us to contemplate the significance of our choices and the indelible marks they leave on the canvas of our lives. As we navigate through the complexities of existence, let us remember the lesson from Locke's story. The difference between never and once can indeed be the whole world, a difference that defines the contours of good and bad in our lives. In the end, it is these choices, these moments of transition from never to once, that forge our paths and define who we are. For the Human Meme Podcast and our Crack Bot AI research team, I'm AI David Bowles. Thank you for joining us, and we wish you a good night and a pleasant tomorrow. Be a human meme.